Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Pie is a Sandwich, right? By EPH. And here are the rules. Standard Sudoku rules apply. Each row, column, and 3x3 box must contain all the digits from 1 to 9. We also have sandwich, where clues outside the grid give the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 9 in the appropriate column or row. So for example, between the 1 and the 9 in this column, there has to be digits adding up to 3. Between the 1 and 9 in this column, there have to be digits adding up to 14. Between the 1 and 9 in this column, there has to be digits adding up to 15. And between the 1 and 9 in this column, etc., etc. So for example, let's use the middle column. You could have something like 1, 3, 5, and 9 there. Because this 8 is saying that between the 1 and the 9, there must be digits that add up to 8. And this adds up to 8. Or you could have something like, I don't know, you could have 9 here, and 8 here, and 1 here. And this would also work. Because between the 1 and the 9 in the row, there must be digits adding up to the value of 8. And there is. There's 1 8 there. So that's an example of how sandwich Sudokus work. It's actually used to be. I feel like it used to be a lot more popular during the pandemic days, but not as popular these days. But it's still a fairly common clue that you see every now and then. And I guess we have the 3.1415926. I don't know what the rest of the digits are, so I'm assuming that 535,897 are the rest of the next couple digits. 3.1415926, I do remember. I think it's 927 rounded off, so that the 9265 would make sense, right? But a pie can be a type of sandwich also. Anyways, those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, simple thing. The one that pops to my mind is this 3 sandwich clue. Now, the thing is, since you have the 1 and the 9 already accounted for in a column, actually, there's 2 things that stick to me in my mind. It's this 3, because there's no 1 possible to be between the 1 and the 9. If you have a 3, that means you only have 1 digit possible to be in between the 1 and the 9, and it has to be 3. So we have the 3 here. This cannot be a crust part or a bread part of the sandwich, because the 1 and the 9 are the bread. Actually, none of these can be. So we can actually color all of these as non-bread. What I like doing is coloring the bread parts as red. I'm not sure why, I just developed that habit. This 9 is a crust, so that has to be 9 there. This has to be a crust, because, again, if you have 3, a number summing to 3 in between the 1 and 9, it has to specifically be the number 3. And also, if you know that if you have 35 as a sandwich sum, that means all the digits have to be in between the 1 and the 9. Because if you subtract 1 and 9 from 45, which is a sum of all 9 digits from 1 through 9, you get 35. And therefore, all of the digits must be in between. So these are all digits. That means this must be a crust. Well, if this is a crust, it can't be 9. It has to be a 1. So this is 1, this is 9, this is 1. We know that if you have... So the rest of column 9 cannot contain crusts, because we already have all the crusts. Oops. We know the crust here has to be between, it has to be surrounding an 8 or a 2-6 pair, because 3 cannot be there because of the 3 is in that box. So one of these is the crust, which means the remaining of row 5 cannot be a crust, right? It has to either be here with the 8 or here with the 2-6 pair. So this is either 8 or it's a 2 here and a 6 here. And this is 6 or 9 here. We're not sure which one, but either of those work. This has to have 26 in between the 1 and the 9. That leaves 9 to be outside, right? Because we have 35 is what can be in between at most. And then you subtract 26, which actually is in between. That means you get 9 outside. And this is either 2, 7, which it can't be because of the 2 in the column. 3, 6, which it can't be because of the 6 in the box. Or 4 and 5. So this must be 4 and 5 here. Which leaves the remaining digits as 3, 6, 7, and 8. Well, this can't be 3 or 6, so this is 7 or 8. This is 3, 6, 7, or 8. And this is 6, 7, or 8. This is 3, 6, 7, 8. This is 9. And again, the crust must either be 2 digits, so 2 cells away. So it must be either here with a 7 there, or it's 3 cells away, which must have a 2, 5, or 3, 4 in between. So the rest of the column cannot be crust. This can't be crust. Sorry, the row can't be crust. Actually, we can't have a crust here because we have 2 crusts already in column 1. So this is, it's either 7, and this is 1, or it's a 2, 5, or 3, 4 pair. But we don't know what this is specifically. Let's see. What are the other possibilities? We already did this 8. The 9. So the 9 can never be not one digit in between the 1 and 9 because we've already removed the 9 from being in between 1 and 9. If you have 3 digits in between 1 and 9, it has to be 2, 3, and 4 adding up to 9. But they're not close enough together to make that work. So the 1 and the 9 have to be 2 specifically, 2 cells away from each other. Or have 2 cells in between the 1 and the 9. So if this is the 1, this would have to be the 9, and this would be 7. So these are a pair, or this could be a pair, or this could be a pair. Well, if this is a pair, it would be 3 and 6, but the 6 can't be in that cell because of the 6 in the column. So this one does not work as a pair, so this is out. These two could work as a pair as long as this is 6, and these two could work as a pair as long as this is a 7. Okay, so again, if this is a pair, we're not sure which ones those are, though. Okay, what are the remaining digits in this box? It has to be 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9, but 9 cannot be either of these. Oh, similarly in column 7, we have to have, well, we could have 2, 3, and 4, actually. So we don't know. But we know that, could be 2, 3, 4 here. We know that 9 has to be one of these 3 cells, but we're not sure which. What else can we do? We have 14, which cannot be 2 cells in between the 1 and 9. Because if that were the case... okay. If that were the case, you would have to have 6 and 8 in between for 2 cells. But what that means is, I don't think this can ever be 9. If this were 9, that means we'd have to have a 1 here, 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 or here. But the only digits in between here is 2 digits between these. No digits here, no digits here, and 2 digits here. But again, as we said, to add up to 14 for the digits between 1 and 9, you have to have specifically 6 and 8 if it's 2 digits. And the 8 is already here. So this can never be 9 because it's either next to the 1 or has 2 digits in between it and the 1. And either way, that doesn't work to add up to 14. So this can never be 9. Therefore, this is not a crust. This has to be the crust. And this must be a 9, which must be next to 6 and 2 to add up to 8. This can no longer be 6 here. So one of these 2 digits is a 6. We know there has to be 3 digits adding up to 14 because of the combinations we have left possible, right? It can't be 1 digit. It can't be 1 digit here. It can't be 1 digit here. So it has to be 3 here or 3 here. Well, 3 digits adding up to 14, they both require a 6. That means the other digit has to be, the other 2 digits have to add up to 8. And you can't have 6, that would be 266 if you have the 2. So it cannot be these 2 cells adding up to having the 1 and the 9, because then that would force this to be 2, 6, and 6. So it has to be this is a crust, and this is a crust, which leaves no other crust in the column. There's no other crust in this box and that box, because we have 2 each. This is a 1, this is a 9. You have 2 digits adding up to 8, because 14 minus 6 is 8, and you have to have 3 and 5, because you can't have 1, 7, or 2, 6. So this must be a 3, this must be a 5, because this can't be a 3 here. The remaining digits outside are 4 and 7, so that's fine in column 3. The remaining digits in this box here are 4, 7, and 8. Okay. We know a 9 is one of those 2 cells. This cannot be a 9, because if this were 9, this would have to have a 6 at least in between the 1 and the 9, and that's not possible. So this can't be a 9, and is therefore not a crust. We know then the crust has to be these 2 digits, because you need to have 1 digit in between them at least. So this is a crust, this is a crust. This is not a crust, and it must be a 5. So this is a 5, which makes that a 4, which makes that a 5. This can't be 9 because of that 9, so this is a 1, this is a 9. We can't have a crust in the remaining column, so there's no longer a crust there. There can't be a crust in the remaining, in the box, because we have 2 crusts in that box. Okay. To add up to 15, you need at least 2 digits in between, right? Because you can't have, you could have 7 and 8 in between. So it's either 2, 3, or 4 digits, but we don't have a possibility to get 4 digits. So if it's 2 in between, this one can never be part of anything. I think this always has to be part of the crust, right? Because if it's here, you need a crust here. If it's here, you still need a crust here. So either way, this is a crust, which eliminates crusts in the rest of the box because we have 2 of them, and this must be a 1. One of these is a crust. If you have 15, it could be either 2, 6, 7, or, well, 2 cannot be actually any of these. It could be 3, 5, 7, I guess. Or it's 7, 8 with 2 digits. Where is the 2 actually in row 4? Can't be here because of the 2 in the box. Can't be here. It can't be any of the filled in cells, so it must be here. These 2 can no longer... Why can't that one be a crust? Oh yeah, it's these 2. That's where's the other one, right? Because we tried to make that, but that's 3, 6, because of that 6. So this 2 can no longer be the crust, therefore the crust must be specifically these two, which means this can't be a crust. Has to be a crust here, because that's the only two spots remaining in column 2. This has to be a 9, which makes this a 1, which makes that a 9. This must be 2 and 7 in between the 1 and 9 to add up to 9 for the sandwich clue. That means these two digits must add up to 15, which makes this a 7-8 pair. That leaves what in this central box? Where is the 3? Can't be here, can't be here, can't be of these middle cells, so this must be 3. That leaves these as 4 and 5 here. Well, we have a 4, 7, 8 triplet in row 6, which eliminates 4, 7, and 8 in the rest of the row. This can't be 4. This has to be 5, which makes this a 4. The remaining digits are 1 and 6, and this can't be 6 because of that 6. So this must be 1, which makes that a 6. Therefore, this is a crust. This cannot be a crust. You have to have at least 2 digits adding up to what's in between the 1. This can't be 1 anymore. So this can no longer be a crust, which means this must be 2 unique digits adding up to 7. So this is 1. This can't be 7. It's a 2, 5, or 3, 4 here. This is not. These two are not crust because we have 2 crusts already in the box. We need another 1. This can't be a 1, therefore this must be a 1, which is a crust. This therefore cannot be a crust. We need at least 2 digits to add up to 9 in between the 1 and 9, and it looks like we have to have 3 because we can't be here, so this must be the crust. This is a 9 and is a crust. This is also a 9 and a crust. And this can't be 9 and it's not a crust. We have to have 3 digits to add up to 9, therefore it must be 2, 3, 4. But this can't be 3 either, so this must be 2. This must be 3 because it can't be 2 or 4, and this must be 4. So this can't be 4 here. There's no 2 here, there's no 3 here. This can't be 8 because of this 8. The remaining digits here are 2, 3, and 7, but this can't be 2. Where is a 2 in row 1? It must be here. We have a lot of 2s. This can't be 7. This can't be 2, 3, or 4, so this must be 5, which makes this a 2 here to add up to 7. We have 2s in a lot of places. I think the rest is just Sudoku. This can't be 3 because of the 3 in the box. What's the remaining digit here? It has to be 5. The remaining digit here is a 4. This cannot be 7 or 8 because of the 7, 8 pair in the column. Therefore, this can't be 8, so this is 6. This can't be 6, 7, or 8, so this must be 3. Remaining digits in row 7 are 5 and 8. This can't be 5 because of that 5, so this is 8, which makes that a 5. That leaves 7 here, which means this can't be 7 because of that 7, so this is a 4. This is a 7. We have... We have 3, 6, and 8 remaining in this box in the lower left. 3 cannot be here because of that 3, so it must be here. Where is the 3 in this upper central box? Can't be here, and the others are filled, so this must be a 3, which means this cannot be 3. Therefore, where is a 3 in column 8? It has to be here, which leaves that as a 7. This 7 eliminates that 7, so this is 8, which makes that a 7, which makes that an 8. Therefore, that's a 7, which makes that an 8. None of these can be 8. This can't be 7 either because of that 7, so this is 4, which makes that a 7. Remaining digits here are 5 and 6 in column 2. This can't be 5 because of the 5 in the row, so this is 6, this is 5. That leaves this digit as a 4. We have 6 and 8 remaining in column 1. That's fine. We know where the 2 is. Actually, we don't. We do know where the 2 is in this central Top box cannot be here, and must be here. So this is 2. We have 8 2s. We know where the last 2 has to be. It has to be here. And the last digit in column 5 is a 6. So this 6 eliminates that 6, so therefore that's an 8. This is a 6. That leaves here a 4 as the only possibility. We have 5 and 8 remaining in row 8. This can't be 5, though, because of that 5, so this is 8, which makes that a 5. That makes this an 8, because that's the only digit remaining in column 4. The 8 eliminates that 8, so that's a 7, which makes that an 8, which makes that a 7, and therefore that's a 6. And that's how you solve this puzzle. Pretty fun, actually. It's been a long time since I've seen just a straight, like, this was basically just a sandwich Sudoku. And it's been a while since I've seen one of those. And this was very satisfying, actually. Flowed very well. The ideas behind where things could be was really nice. Like, you could eliminate various possibilities from being the bread of the sandwich, or the crust, as I tend to say. It's really just the bread, though. But yeah, pretty cool puzzle. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.